Welcome to the Bullring presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering. Go to turn1steering.com to find this logo and some great products for your race car, your street car, your autocross car, or your race car. On this show, we got a lot to cover. The latest points are out for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program after segment 2. Derek Gluchacki is the point leader. We're talking to Derek tonight on the show. We also want to tell you that there's a new product on the market for race fans of all sizes and shapes and ages. It's called Brickin Fast, and this is one of them. Imagine a 535-piece Lego set. Yep, Brickin Fast is making brick put-together cars just like Legos for national sprint cars, and you can even order just one for your street stock soon. Go to brickinfast.com. We'll find out a lot more on this show with co-founder of the program. Brickinfast.com is the website. Co-creator Cory Carlson will join us here on the show. We also know there's a lot of racing going on along the Southeast. Jake Garcia and Bubba Pollard both won big races in their home state of Georgia. It was called the Georgia Summer Nationals at Cordele Motor Speedway. Let's start with the highlights of the big races Friday and Saturday night, sanctioned by the Southern Super Series here on the Bullring.
Good start, 3 rows side by side. Now they'll shake him down. Hudson Bolger going to scoot up a spot, started 6. He's picked up 1 position as they come to the line. We'll see how long that'll last. That is the 20 machine to 24, Gavin Bushell. See Bushell doing battle just ahead. Bubba Pollard, now he worked around Atwell on the high side. He's going to go right to work on the high side. Bubba Pollard working the outside. Matthew Craig can look out that window. He sees the 26 coming to the outside. They'll exit off at turn number 4. Bubba going to clear him on turn number 1. Brand new leader with 46 to go, Bubba Pollard. So Bubba midway down the backstretch. He'll have to do it one more time. Bubba Pollard looking to seal the deal here tonight at Cordele Motor Speedway. Double feature weekend. White flag out, 1 to go. And here's Bubba Pollard working down the backstretch. And he will seal the deal here tonight. Bubba Pollard grabbing the win here in your 13th annual Georgia Summer Late Model Nationals. Bubba Pollard, your winner. Drivers were deep in the field. Garcia, along with Sauter and that 5 machine, continue to work their way up to the front. Johnny Sauter started 15th out of 16 cars tonight. He's in the top 5 with Jake Finch ahead of him, and he's closing up the gap. So final 3 circuits to go. Great young man in the meantime. Dylan Vichko got a little battle going on for position. He'll do battle with the 17 machine. Dylan Vichko trying to work his way into position. Dylan running in the 11th spot with Bolger just ahead of him. See Vichko in the 89, Lebanon, Tennessee, Tennessee driver, multi-champion. White flag out, 1 to go. Jake Garcia looking to seal the deal here tonight. Looking for his second top 3 finish with a victory here tonight, as Jake Garcia will pick up the victory here at Cordele Motor Speedway.
And we now track down the most recent winner when it comes to Southern Super Series racing at Cordele Motor Speedway. Saturday night's big winner, the Summer Nationals, the Georgia Summer Nationals, home state driver, home state win for Jake Garcia. Jake, welcome to the Bullring.
Thank you for having me.
How exciting was that for you to pull it off after Friday night's race? You got a podium finish there, but another chance to get a big check. You cashed 10 grand on Saturday night. How'd you do it?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was making improvements to our car and, taking advantage of that practice we had Saturday morning to, get things a little better and have a better car when we started the race on Saturday. I think that was the biggest thing. And we were tremendously better to start the race Saturday than we were Friday. So, hats off to all my freight racing guys for making good adjustments and working hard on Saturday to improve on the things we struggled with and to get better.
Freight racing, Ricky Turner, Chase Elliott. You've got a lot going on, a new team dynamic, if you will, this year. But it's got to be fun knowing that when you get a chance to race away from your full-time NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series duties, you've got a really good piece based out of Dawsonville, Georgia, to go racing with as you have the last several years. How has that dynamic changed this year with the freight racing taking over?
It's been great to work with Freight Racing and Marcus and Matt and all those guys. I think we've got a good program built with, some strong drivers, and we've got pros and supers. And, I always think rotating in between drivers helps out a program because, they always get better feedback, instead of just having the same guy telling you the same things every week. It's kind of freshens up the feedback you get on the cars and just helps the whole program when you can have multiple opinions from the drivers. So, definitely good to be a part of a team like Freight Racing. And that way, when I come run these races, 5 or 6 times a year, the equipment can stay up to date and stay, like technology can stay up to date, because it's easy to fall behind if you only race a couple times a year.
Yeah, 5 years ago, you were doing this every weekend, 2 or 3 times. You were running the Show Me the Money series one night, you're running the Super at Pensacola the next. That activity was just knowledge and doing it. Now it's been 5 months or so since you raced at Dominion with the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars. To jump back into that Cordeal, how important was that? How beneficial was it for you to run a 75-lapper Friday and win the 125-lapper on Saturday night right away at the same track?
Yeah, definitely helped to get to come back and run that 75-lap race and, feel how much the tire fell off and things like that, that I wasn't quite used to with being out of it for a few months. And, I think all that stuff definitely helped me be a little fresher and more on my game for Saturday, being that it had been 4 or 5 months since I'd raced. So, definitely helped us be in a doubleheader. And, I think we, made some improvements on things and learned some things that we can apply to some of these other races coming up down the road.
And you beat the latest king of Cordeal. I'll say reigning king, if anything, Bubba Pollard. He won on Friday night. You Georgia short trackers, man, you guys must love racing at that racetrack because it's somehow, some way, there's more than bragging rights on the line when it comes to Cordeal, especially when the World Crown's coming around at the end of October. There's a lot of people focused on that weekend. How important is that for you as a Georgia driver to bag a victory like you did on Saturday?
Yeah, definitely, really important to defend the home turf a little bit. But see that it seems like Georgia drivers are always winning at Cordeal, and that's, I think, pretty cool. That's about the only short track we have left that's asphalt there in Georgia. So, it's a place that I kind of consider my home track for late model racing because it's so close to where I grew up, and always a blast to race there.
I imagine your schedule might be a little more colluded now because you are a playoff driver in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. There's a lot of responsibility for that. They had a media day where you had to show up at. Your shop is in Sandusky, Ohio for Thorsport Racing. There's a lot of focus on winning back-to-back championships. As Ty Majeski, your teammate, won 1 year ago. He's a short tracker. There's a bunch of short track racers working in Sandusky. How much has your schedule changed or different or maybe knocked off a short track race because of the focus of winning a NASCAR Truck Series championship?
Yeah, I don't think it's really changed much. The focus has always been on my Truck Series schedule. Being in the playoffs, there's a couple extra obligations, but nothing too huge. Either way, I was going to focus on these 7 races and try to win them all. So, I think that's still the goal, to win these last few races. And obviously we're going to make a push for Phoenix and try to get there and see what we can do at Phoenix. But
yeah, that'd be awesome. Looking at your numbers, Martinsville and Phoenix are 2 of your better tracks. Top 5 finishes in a truck. You did great this year at Rockingham. Man, if you can get to those last 2 races, Boy, watch out because you've got something in Martinsville and something figured out at Phoenix too. Not just on a win, but you're going back to tracks I'm sure you're very confident in going back to, given the chance to race for a championship.
Yeah, definitely. Those are 2 tracks that I've ran good at before. I think we learned a lot in the spring. We were terrible to start the race and made some adjustments throughout the race that made the car come alive, and we drove up through the field and drove up to 3rd there at the end of the race. So definitely think we learned some things in the spring that we can apply to the fall. And then Phoenix is a place where I've had strong runs at before, and a place that I feel really comfortable at as a driver. Going into and have had good runs there, and that always gives you some confidence going into that one.
If I recall, I think I was the track announcer at Phoenix when you made your Craftsman Truck Series debut there with David Gilliland, I think, way back in the day. Well, that was a while ago now, 3 full-time seasons into this. How much fun is it knowing that a short track kid out of Georgia is making a go at it, racing for a championship in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series?
Yeah, I think it's really cool. And, even going back to Cordeal this weekend, I saw a lot of support from everyone there that was, saying how much they're rooting for me and saying how cool it was to have someone that they race against in the Craftsman Truck Series. And all that means a lot to me, being as involved as I am and have been in short track racing in the Southeast. It's cool to be able to kind of represent that area of the country in these playoffs and, hopefully represent them well as we go into these final 5 or 6 races.
As far as the NASCAR schedule goes, we know that's well in advance planned out. The last race is the first weekend of November in Phoenix. After you win the championship in Phoenix, the next weekend, guess what? You're the defending champ of the All-American 400, the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour finale in Nashville. Can we maybe reserve a pit spot for you when it comes to that race weekend in Nashville?
I think so. Nothing's for certain or locked down right now, but I'm definitely planning on running that race and hopefully defending my guitar. And we go back there because obviously that was a really big win and always a fun race to go race. One of the last few long and grueling races that there are there in Winchester still feel like kind of endurance races. So definitely excited to go back there and race that one. It's a fun one and like the last couple of years, so we've been coming off of a NASCAR race weekend. I've missed a day of practice and have gotten on a little practice and then a little qualifying and then went into the race. And this year with the way the schedule is, I'm off that weekend. I should be able to get a little bit more practice and have some more track time to get our car better and just get me back up to speed before we go into qualifying and go into the race.
Okay, now I'm really begging now. The Winchester 400, again, the second to last race in the ASA Stars National Tour schedule, a race you should have won 3 times that I'm aware of, seeing you in person, covering the race. That's the same weekend as Martinsville. I think you raced on Friday night in Martinsville in the truck. Is there any way Winchester can be snuck into the schedule from the Dawsonville, Georgia Express coming north?
I think so. We're certainly talking about going up there. That's one, like you said, I've been so close so many times, and I feel like I've led, over 400 laps there and all the races combined. But, that's one that I really want to win because of that, feel like it slipped away and it kind of owes me 1 or 2 or 3 or however many you say. So, yeah, definitely would like to go up there and run that one. I don't think we've set in stone that we're going yet, but definitely would like to and are, talking about going and running that one because it's one of the most fun races and it's awesome that it's such an endurance race. It's something a little different than what we do the rest of the year. Being 400 laps, it seems like there's 4 or 5 cars in the lead lap at the end of each one of those races. And, it makes for a really fun and exciting race, an exciting finish after you've, went through so much for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, big time. And what you learned this past Saturday has to help a bunch, winning the $10,000 race. Oh, we lost video here for a second. Sorry. We're going to have a pickup here. We lost video on you, Jake. All right, cool. I'll pick it up here. This is a pickup, so I'm just giving Kurt the indicator that this is where we want to edit because we just lost your signal for a second. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Jake?
Yep.
Great. Okay. Cool. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And Jake, when it comes to your schedule, as busy as it is, your NASCAR Truck Series shops in Sandusky, Ohio, the short track shops in Dawsonville, Georgia, you're from Monroe, Georgia, the Ford Performance Centers in Charlotte. How do you manage all that, and how do you get place to place? You got a big F-150 loaded down with a bunch of miles on it? What's going on?
Yeah, I drive a Mustang around, so we have a Ford vehicle I ride around in. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of driving, a lot of traveling. You want to get home to Georgia and see family as much as possible. But a lot of the things I have to do are in the Charlotte area. So spend most of the time up here in Charlotte. That's where I'm at right now. And then, get up to Sandusky whenever possible, as much as possible. And then obviously on the weekends, I'm going wherever it may be that we have a race, flying across the country, trying to get to all those. So certainly makes for a busy schedule, going in between all those places and all the obligations that I have. But, I certainly make it all work and have a blast doing it. So definitely really cool to be able to run with 2 organizations, in the Truck Series and in the late model ranks and, have some success with both of them.
And my last question for you, Jake, is about your dad. I love seeing him at the short tracks. I don't know how many NASCAR races he goes to, but he never misses one of your short track races still. How important is that? How special is that to have that bond with your dad and how impactful he is in what you are doing and winning races at every level?
Yeah, I really like to have my dad at the racetrack. He's an awesome guy. Every time I go back to one of these short tracks, I haven't seen any of these people in 3 or 4 months, and the first thing they always say to me is, "Where's your dad at?" Asking if
Me
he's
too.
yeah, he's a social butterfly and talks to everybody, and it seems like most people like him a lot. So it's always really good to have him at the track. He's a fun guy to be around, and I definitely enjoy having him out at all the races because he's been there with me, ever since I was in quarter midgets, and still, makes it to most every one of my races.
It's really cool to have that continue on, as Jake Garcia is a NASCAR Rising Star, NASCAR playoff driver for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. You can see that on FS1. You can see a lot of short track races Jake hopes to race on demand or live on Track TV, including the Winchester 400, we hope. And, of course, the season finale November 9th at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. That is the finale for the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, where Jake's the defending champ. Right now he's got to figure out how to spend 10 grand from what he won Saturday night at Cordele with the Georgia Summer Nationals. It's been a lot of fun talking to you here on the show. We hope to talk to you again, and maybe it's after the championship before Nashville. Let's do that. What do you say, Jake?
That'd be awesome.
Thanks a lot for your time. We appreciate your time here on the Bullring. The Bullring is presented by Turn 1 High Performance Power Steering Products. With over 40 years of racing knowledge in NASCAR, for your Corvette, street car, or super late model, check out their superior steering products with the best components and the best industry upgrades, all with a proven track record and attention to detail. Visit turn1steering.com. More to come with Brickin Fast creator Cory Carlson. Stay tuned.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
The cars and stars of the ARCA Menard Series return to Salem Speedway for the Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200, Saturday, September 20th. Don't miss the young guns of ARCA battle it out on the high banks, plus exciting action from the Crown Vics. It all kicks off with qualifying at 5:15, Crown Vic feature at 6 o'clock, and the ARCA Menard Series takes the green at 8 p.m. Save big money on discount tickets at Menards. Get all the details at salemspeedway.com. It's the Kentuckiana Ford Dealers 200, Saturday night, September 20th at Salem Speedway.
We're the leader in race fuels. We've been doing this since in the 60s. We use our distillation tower, which is unique. No other race fuel companies do that in the world. We also test every single batch that goes out the door on over 15 different parameters that ensure the tune-up will be identical.
That consistency in the marketplace that makes us a premium brand.
Make the same stuff every time. We're pretty darn close to perfect.
Welcome back to the Bullring. The Kulwicki Driver Development Program is fully underway. It's been around since 2015 when Ty Majeski was the first Kulwicki Cup champion. 5 drivers called the Fab 5 Underbirds are racing for the championship this year. The second round of points just came out, and point leader Derek Gluchacki has the point lead. Let's check out where their point standings are and where they're racing next here on the Bullring. Hey, we're now joined by the segment 2 point leader, Derek Gluchacki. I'm telling you, Derek, it's pretty exciting knowing that the Kulwicki Driver Development Program has your name involved. You're involved for the second year, and you come out now with the points lead after 2 rounds of voting and gathering points this summer. Welcome to the Bullring. How exciting is it for you, once again, representing the legacy of Alan Kulwicki?
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for having me, Jim. It's been an honor, like you said, my second year being a finalist and now being the points leader. It's just really gratifying seeing all our hard work, paying off, to say the least. Just everyone involved in the program's really super awesome to work with. And, Ryan and Casey, everyone up there, they just do a phenomenal job, and just super thankful to be a part of it.
Yeah, Ryan, Zach, and Casey Campbell leading the charge in more than one way. They're gathering, and I'm familiar with what they do because they kind of send me a lot of things, which is great because I want to know more. I want to know everything. That's kind of how I work on things. I want to know everything about this program. I've been following it since 2015 when Ty Majeski won his first Kulwicki Cup. I think he won't be able to win again because he's a full-time NASCAR driver and a champion at that. But in terms of the want for this, how long was it on your radar to become a finalist after finally getting there last year?
Yeah, I always knew about it. Like you said, Ty Majeski's probably the biggest name right now coming from it for sure. Luke Fenhouse and even Max Cookson up here from our area. Really seeing him win really lit a fire under me for sure. Just being able to see someone from my area, nationally recognized and stuff like that for being successful and being in the program. And, definitely finishing second last year, definitely relit that fire for sure to come back and just build upon what we already built last year with my platform and everything. So being able to come back and have some success so far this year with the program and, being able to be the points leader just means the world to me.
If you're not familiar with the Kulwicki Driver Development Program, it is actually a fund set up by Alan's his stepmom, Thelma, who's now passed on. Tom Roberts very involved in that. The whole process says there's a board of Kulwickyites, as Tom would call them. Paul Andrews among them. Cal Lawson's also helping advise. I know that Danny Cameron's an advisor and a mentor with Bryce Miller on the program. But this is actually selecting last year's 7, this year 5, Fab 5 Underbirds to represent Alan's legacy. It's not only what you do on the racetrack, but off the racetrack. So what have you changed from last year to this year, kind of fine-tuning and honing in, as I've seen others in a repeat performance do what they have to do, and maybe a little bit more in terms of getting the Kulwicki Cup back in their hands?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we definitely built upon our strong efforts off the track last year. We worked with multiple charities, but this year with the new rules and the program and stuff, they really refined it to work with 3 charities this year, so we could really focus on those 3 rather than spreading out to so many. So it's been really awesome working with Make-A-Wish as our main charity this year. So working with all the kids and seeing, just all the families and everyone coming up to the booths we're doing at the racetrack and everything like that. It's truly gratifying. It really takes you back and makes you appreciate what you have for sure. Another one, the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention. That was our main charity last year. We did a lot of work with them, so super excited and grateful for the opportunity to work with them again also, and a local food bank and nonprofit around us where I can. So it's been really awesome working with those 3 groups. We've been able to put on a lot of charity events that we host ourselves. So it's a lot of work, but it's nice to see it pay off for sure.
Okay, what percentage is in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, where you live, in terms of in that community, and how much is activated really at the racetrack, saying, "Hey, fans, if you're coming out, bring some cans of food. We want to give it to the local pantries," that kind of thing? What kind of a spread or percentage would there be when it comes to at-track stuff with everything else going on, and what you get to do during the week and try to get awareness for these great charities?
Yeah, I try to spread out as much as we can. Obviously, it's tough. We're really busy at the racetrack, racing and doing all the at-track activities, but my fiance is super helpful. She sits at the booth throughout the day and, talks to fans and greets people and everything like that. But I try to spend as much time up there as I can between practice sessions, heat races, stuff like that. But off the track, that's where I can really, not on race day, is where I can really be there and be a lot more a part of it. So being able to organize our own charity events at, like I said, Ryokan in Rhode Island, we had a really big event. We had tons of toys and food and stuff donated to us. So that was really awesome to see everyone in the community come out and really support us for sure.
And there's also some race fans that are now well aware of Derek Gluchacki and all the racing you get to do. The American Canadian Tour crosses over the border, and you've been doing now, 5 straight years, I want to say. You finished no worse than 6 in points, 3rd or 4th the last 4 years. You've got 9 wins. I'm looking at all these stats, but you are establishing yourself as a driver to contend with and a winning driver each of the past 5 years in the Tour. Talk about how difficult that is amongst everything else that you're now accepting to take on with the KDDP.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot. Racing on the tour is definitely grueling, traveling all around, up and down the Northeast for sure, like Canada, like you said. So, racing the tour and being competitive and successful is a lot in itself. But taking all this, stuff to grow my brand and my platform and everything has really been kind of life changing, to be honest. It's gotten me out of my shell in so many ways, and never would have thought I'd be able to host charity events and see people reach out and people I don't even know come and just show their appreciation and everything like that. So it's been really an awesome experience with this program. And like I said, just super, super grateful to be a part of it again for the second year.
And Derek, how much does the program envelop you and the other Fab Five Underbirds throughout the year? I know it's not just a matter of, okay, go ahead, we're going to keep points on what you're doing. There is a full inclusion that's really part of the program, which has to help a ton too.
Yeah, absolutely. We actually just got off a call, personal development call with Jason. He's renowned author and everything like that. Personal development, really focuses on that, and really learned a lot from him. He just tries to push us to not let ourselves hold ourselves back, if that makes sense. Where our biggest I don't know how to say it, how he said it, but we're only holding ourselves back with how we receive things and hold things in our mind and everything like that. So just trying to push us to break out of our shell and push ourselves to, grow our brand, be confident in interviews and everything like that.
As a short track racer yourself, and the 99.9% of our viewers here on the Bullring are hands-on short track racing fanatics or team members or drivers, as involved as you are in your race team, how cool is it to have the 1992 NASCAR Cup Series champion crew chief Paul Andrews as your mentor this year, working with you and being a phone call away?
Yeah, he's awesome. He's honestly helped me a lot with just little things and setups to, just make them that much better. Thunder Road's a place where I've really struggled, statistically wise, just tough racetrack to get the setup right on. But he's honestly helped me refine that. We've been there 3 or 4 times now since he's, helped me out with it, and we've gotten better every time. And now I feel like we can contend for wins up there. So it's really awesome to be able to, work with him and have his, touch on the setup too, for sure.
Yeah, I thought maybe just going to give you ideas about what he did or what he thinks you should use, but he's actually on the setup sheet with you. That's awesome. I know Paul's been hands-on. I've known him for a long time. I don't think he could do anything less than absolutely everything he can to help you. He's part of the program as well as one of the board of directors. And when it comes to the efforts you put forth, there's some big races yet to come. I know race wins are important. You got one already this year. Upcoming, another big one this weekend in Vermont, I believe, and then you got the Milk Bowl coming up. And there's a lot of big races yet to come this year, isn't there, on your schedule?
Yeah, this weekend we're up in White Mountain for the 200. Then, like you said, we head up to Thunder Road for the Milk Bowl. So definitely got a lot of big races. Hopefully, we can finish the year strong with some more podium finishes. We still got 2 wild cards to use, so hopefully those races go well. And so far, we've done pretty well with the wild card deal. So hopefully we can finish the last 2 of them with some good points days.
That's a new added layer where you can actually double the point value of those races you designate, but you don't have a handful. How many wild cards you get throughout the whole year?
We ended up with 5.
Okay, there you go. So when it comes to racing at this level, you're racing against some really established guys. You're racing against Rafael Lessard. You're racing against Shaw. You're racing against a lot of drivers that have a lot of experience. We mentioned you're 5 years into this. How are you able to gather up the crew, to continue performing at this high level?
I feel like that's one of the toughest parts of this is everyone's so busy with their own families and everything, come to the racetrack on the weekend. But thankfully, I have a really tight group of probably 4 people that come to the racetrack every week with me: Chad, my uncle, my spotter Kurt, and his son-in-law Kyle. So super thankful for them that come every week, take time out of their personal lives to support me and come to the racetrack and have some fun. But couldn't do it without him for sure. My uncle's in the shop with me every night after work. So it's a lot of work, but we have a small crew, but we get the job done.
And what is your role besides a little of everything? Do you specialize in shocks? Are you the guy that does the tire measuring? Are you the only guy that touches the motor? What's your role, Derek?
Yeah, everything besides the motor. The motor's the crate motor sealed deal, so that has to come from the engine builder. But everything besides that, I do all the setup, shocks, maintenance, you name it, I'm there. So like I said, it's me and my uncle in the shop during the week, so we both just tackle everything together.
And when it comes to preparation, you mentioned the crate engine. For those who don't know, the ACT, American Canadian Tour races, are on Racing America, so you can watch them or look on demand for your race win back in spring at a track not too far from home. It's got to be kind of cool you have that to rely upon, even when it comes to how the racetrack changed when you go back to a racetrack on the schedule this year or years prior. How important is that for you, having Racing America covering the races and having them archived in on-demand situations.
Yeah, I mean, I always go back and watch them, whether it was a good day or a bad day. You get to see the attitude of the race car from the camera view and everything like that. So it's really good to be able to look back and see like the strategy races when we pitted, where other guys pitted and stuff like that, where we can improve there. But no, it's a super good tool for us to have, and thankfully you guys were able to do it for us.
Derek, I know there's a lot going on. We appreciate your time this evening on the Bullring. For those who want to follow along and chart the progress, we know that KDDP has their own website, KulwickiDDP.com. There's a social presence, a YouTube channel, but what's your stuff? Where can we find you on socials?
Yeah, we're Derek Gluchacki Racing on all platforms now, so definitely check us out. We even have a website. You guys can interact with us and stuff like that, so definitely reach out, shoot us a message, and we'll be in touch for sure.
Thank you for your time. I know the Kulwicki Cup is the goal at the end of the year. It's going to be awarded on November 9th, I believe, or December. I think it is December something, right around Alan's birthday. Alan was born on December 14th back in 1954. I know weird numbers. I got them stuck in my head. But the main thing is we're getting the awareness out for you and your program. We're getting the awareness out for the Kulwicki Driver Development Program. And we're getting awareness about some cool short track racing. That's what I love to do here on the Bullring. Derek, thanks a lot for your time tonight.
No, thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
Here's a tune-in reminder to join me this Saturday on Track TV coverage of the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour at Toledo Speedway for the CorvetteParts.net Glass City 200. And here are some more ASA-sanctioned races to look forward to. They're heading to Bullrings near you. Hope to see you there.
Better than a bootlegger. Way better than a bootlegger. It's pretty good. Very blueberry. Highly recommend this to anybody out there. It's pretty good. 10 out of 10 right there.
I think it's delicious. I had the peach, I had the grape at Five Flags. Trying the pina colada right now. Feels like I'm on the beach somewhere.
Calling all race fans. We have launched a new travel site where the race fans can enjoy free savings and upgrades on all of their travel needs. RacerTravel.com is free to join and unlocks unpublished bookings and rates for our racing community. Up to 50% off on more than 1 million rooms across the U.S. and Canada with unpublished discounts on hotel bookings. Unlock a hidden selection of hotels and rates that cater to your travel preferences. Whether you're heading out to the track as a competitor, fan, or anything in between, use Racer Travel for all your race, business, and vacation travel needs.
5-star bodies, the most advanced bodies on the market, aerodynamically engineered, manufactured from the highest grade and lightest weight materials, tested tough for optimum performance, the highest quality and most durable products you'll find anywhere. Our products help racers around the world reach victory lane. Winning never looked so good. Faster, lighter, stronger, better. 5-star.
Located in Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, Atlantic Tilt Load is your trusted partner in specialized transportation across Canada and into the United States. With a fleet of tilt decks, boom trucks, lowboys, and tractor trailers, we handle oversized and long-haul freight with precision and care. Need it there fast? Our 24-hour hotshot service is standing by. Wide load? We've got certified vehicle escort services ready to roll. Atlantic Tilt Load, family roots, North American reach.
Welcome back to the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering. It's time to go around the horn. We begin with highlights from Wisconsin and highlights from race winners from across America. Let's go to the Jim Sauter Classic at Dells Raceway Park right now.
Coming off at turn number 4, green flag, and we're racing at the Dells.
Pensar with a great jump. Ty Fredrickson to the grass in turn 2. Loses a ton of time. We stay green.
And Ryan Farrell comes to a rest up in turn number 4. Puts it.
We're going back racing. The Jim Sauter Classic 200 underway. Cody King fighting on the inside, trying to get a better run. He has a better restart. We're back underway at Dells Raceway Park.
That opens the door for Fenhouse. Luke on the move early, and he's going to bring Levon with him.
The tapping to go into turn number 1. It pays off of turn 4. New race leader, Luke Fenhouse.
believe this is our competition caution, Jim. And that is your championship point leader.
Coming out of the hood as well. That's not just radiator. That is a major issue with the cooling system on a point leader.
They did go ahead and swap tires with scuffed tires already on this Ford machine at Fenhouse. He has been a rocket ship to start this thing. I'm not sure if there's anybody that can come close to him so far, but I've seen that 15 of Summers and the 7 of Schaefer. I've been watching those two pretty close. They are moving at a rapid pace.
Control cars, the Blue 80. Adams towing Chevy. It's Farrell with the lead on the jump.
Luke Fenhouse, after being sideways off of corner number 4, coming down to the green, is able to recover. There's not a template out there that thing's going to pass.
Caution on the racetrack. Cory Jankowski involved in a spin.
Morrissey involved.
Green out. Green's out. Here we go. Fenhouse on the inside has a great launch, a super great launch off the concrete platform in turn 2.
This is the Sauter home track. This is where many of them started, turned their first laps. Penn, a third-generation racer, is up into the runner-up spot. Going to bring Paulie Schaefer with him.
Schaefer running that rim. He's got the left side right where you said, Dean. That's a recessed curbing. The yellow is actually rumble strips, but it's only a matter of time before Johnny's son Penn gathers it back in. Got the bumper cover crack there.
He got into the back of 7 machine, did Penn.
Caution, big wreck in turn 1 and 2. Couple more angles here. That's the 11 of Bryce Miller on the outside. Johnny D going up in the corner, but man, he was already gone. He was sent. Bryce Miller got in the fluid as well. His car just did not steer. Oddball to Levon right in the middle of all this. Litchfield around. Litchfield and DeAndres were the first to go sideways. One more look here. Into turn number 1 right now. Sideways and up the hill goes Litchfield.
Yeah, Litchfield was the first one, actually.
Into the wall and up into the fence goes the 7 with the assist by another car. Through the restart zone. Here we go. Firing first on the inside, Luke Fenhouse.
Fenhouse fires off to the lead. Penn Sauter gets shuffled up, and he's under assault by Paulie Schaefer. We go caution.
Spin in turn 4. Series veteran Justin Mondyke. Does not appear that car has its own spark as of yet. Here comes Penn. Now it looks like it may be rolling on its own. No, still needs a nudge. Could it be his night? Could it be his night to potentially grab the point lead and a second Jim Sauter Classic trophy back underway at Dells Raceway Park? Oh, turn 1. Leaders got together. Fenhouse around. Tight quarter racing on the restart. Summers has the lead. We have a green. We're back underway at Dells Raceway Park to decide it.
And Paulie Schaefer Jr. has a great restart. He launches off of corner number 2. Move Paulie to the front.
Back even goes Summers.
22 laps to go. Gabe might have got up into Paulie just a little bit up the back straightaway. Hard racing for this win. Move Gabe Summers back to the point. Checkered flag in hand off of corner number 4. Here comes Gabe Summers. He will win the Jim Sauter Classic for the 2nd time.
Your winner is Gabe Summers.
Thanks. It feels great. We fell all the way back to 23rd there in the beginning. Those guys got all sideways and we were through the grass with Fredrickson, and man, I didn't think I'd be able to get back up here, but I got to thank Luke there for tapping out. He's a great racer, and I just hate for it to go down like that, but I just like to thank my team and all the fans for coming out here. It's been a tough season. We've been close all year long, and it feels really good to get in victory lane.
Pace car is in. They will wait for the green flag from the starter stand. And then the Oxford 250 will be underway. Austin Terrace an inch at a time in the blue 29. Cole Roby, the Oxford 250 first timer, trying to hang on. They have distanced themselves from Eddie McDonald Fireball Tardif runs fourth, and there goes Terrace entering turn 3 to the top spot. Austin Terrace got a great bite that time, and he is your new leader. Challenge for the lead entering turn number 3. Bubba Pollard moves to the outside of Austin Terrace. The Sonoya, Georgia veteran wants the top spot in the Oxford 250. They are coming to the halfway lap. Will it be Terrace? Will it be Pollard? As they get the cross flags, Bubba Pollard, your new leader. Bubba Pollard out of Sonoya, Georgia, goes to the point. Terrace back to second. Looking for a history-tying third Oxford 250 win. Takes over the third spot, entering turn number 3. Renfrew back to fourth. Terrace in fifth. Dwyer in sixth. And Cole Roby, your new leader on the back straightaway. Cole Roby, the Oxford 250 rookie, passes Bubba Pollard and takes the top spot. Moving up. Oh, he got trouble in turn 4. Scorzelli around. Dwyer off the track. Solar Gabe Brown, and the caution is out. Oh, 3 and 4 wide on the front straightaway. Everybody trying to get what they think is theirs. At the front, it's still Jimmy Renfrew Jr., then Scott McDaniel, and Austin Terrace on the fly on the outside. Terrace looking for second down the back chute. 3 wide behind him is DJ Shaw. Eddie McDonald slicing through. And the Austin Terrace going for the lead in turn 1. Austin Terrace puts the Ford power down, and he is your new leader in the Oxford 250. Definitely leveled out in the 00 car. Terrace. Oh, look out! Jimmy Renfrew goes around in 4. He's 3.5 laps away from joining Ricky Craven, Curtis Jerry, Kyle Busch, and so many others as a winner of the Oxford 250. Cole Roby goes around. Brandon Farney piles in. Samboy gets a piece. Griffin off the track. Everybody scatters, and the yellow is out again. Who is going to win the Oxford 250? Green flag. Terrace on the inside, wiggles a little bit. DJ Shaw trying to make the run. Terrace down low, Shaw up high. It's Austin Terrace with 2 laps to go. McDonald to the inside of Shaw. That's all Austin Terrace may have needed. McDonald coming for the second spot. Getting ready to take the white flag. One more time around for Austin Terrace. Shaw back in line in third. Pollard trying to make a late bid at the podium. But the man they will be talking about for years to come is coming to get the checkered flag. The 2025 Oxford 250. It belongs to Austin Terrace.
It's now time on the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 High Performance Steering, to showcase an item. We don't do this often with a lot of interviews, a lot of highlights, but I'm telling you, once I saw this, I had to know more about it. Cory Carlson's here with Brickin Fast. It's you and your brother designing this because you guys are racers at heart, and man, it's taken off like a wildfire, isn't it, Cory? Welcome to the Bullring.
Hey, thanks, Jim. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
This car sitting in front of me can be yours. It's a model kit. It's a Lego kit. It's a brick kit that this is Brandon Shepard's race car. You can build your own. How'd this all come about?
Yeah, Jim. So it was actually pretty interesting. So my brother, who's to your point, right? He was a lifelong race car driver, raced for many years at the highest level, raced for a living. He was up at a airplane show and bought a kit for his son to make an airplane, and said, "Why aren't we making dirt cars out of building bricks?" My brother is a design engineer, and he sat down and I watched him work on a CAD for weeks. It was probably about 10 weeks that he worked on the first car, which was the late model. Took about 10 weeks, 12 weeks, somewhere in there. Meticulously came up with the design for it. And what you see is the final product there. So to your point, that's Brandon Shepard's car, officially licensed by Shepard Racing, Rocket One. So we've got, to your point, we've kind of taken the world a little bit by storm.
When it comes to Brickin Fast, I know that last year you showed your modified to Kenny Wallace at the Dome in St. Louis. So I'm guessing that was a big hit for him and probably got a lot of traction just seeing his excitement and his level of like, man, there's so much detail on these things. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the race team that actually was our first customer introduced us to Kenny. First time I'd ever met him before, and we were at the Dome. We walked over, we showed it to him, and obviously anybody knows when you meet with Kenny, you have about 30 seconds to talk with him, as there's a line of people. He looked at it, he loved the cars. We recently did sign with his Race Ranch, who does all of the t-shirt designs and everything for Kenny Wallace and a bunch, Mike Marlar, Tyler Erb, all those guys, Cade Dillard. So he has like 14 different drivers that are under his umbrella, Kenny Wallace being one of them. And we next year will be rolling out cars for all those guys.
And I see more than dirt late models on your shelf behind you. That Brickin Fast logo has a bunch of cars around it.
Yeah.
What have you guys all decided to design and have available?
Yeah, so we're late model racers at heart. So we got our start in dirt modifieds, which we have the dirt modifieds right behind me here. So we have your UMP, Wasota, IMCA, USMTS. Basically comes with the conversion kit to make any style that you want. And then we have late models. And then above me right here, we have sprint cars. Those sprint cars are convertible, so they can be made into a wingless sprint car as well. So they come with the conversion kit to have that be a wingless or a winged sprint. And then over here, we're excited. This is not our world at all. Those are Northeast modified, so big block mods. And we are actually talking with the biggest of the big teams for those now as well.
And the neat thing about it is you have every detail somewhat covered. I'm looking at the book. This comes in a kit. You have to build it yourself. It's a big old kit for fans of every age, big and little. This book is detailed to the point where you are looking at step-by-step instructions that come with it. So it's not a matter of saying, I want it to look cool. You are building it and making it look as cool as you want. Jake Tim, we know that he's got your Brickin Fast cars in his souvenir trailer with his wife when it comes to World of Outlaw Dirt Late Models. You talked about some of the big names in racing, Bobby Pierce among them, but this book goes into great detail about what every part goes into and every piece. There's a lot that goes into this. When it comes to these cars, we're talking just national drivers getting involved in this program.
And so national is where we started, right? So we started off at the Dome last year, and we just walked through the Dome just to show the cars off. And just yesterday, I had a gentleman reach out and said, my son talked to you guys at the Dome last year. He's racing a modified this year. Can we get him a car? And what would that look like? We're just a small local team, but I'd love to give him a car. And we're making one. Our minimum quantity is one. Obviously, we do want the big national drivers, but at the heart of it, what we really focus on is we want to be able to hit the local scene, because truly there's a lot more local drivers than there are superstars in the sport. And we know that if we can get in the hands of all the local teams, there's a lot of crew guys that have kids that want them. Truthfully, there's a lot of crew guys themselves that want them. We've seen the highest percentage of our customers is actually like 40-year-old guys, wives buying them for their husbands. The big kids, right? They grew up on Legos. They are not officially Lego licensed cars. we're alternative brick. They weigh out identical to what your typical mainstream brick weighs. They go together just like it. And then to what you had just showed, our instruction manual was meticulously put together by my business partner, Chris. And he left no detail. So for the late model, they have a drop deck. They have adjustable spoiler. It has the sail panels exactly the way they are. The A pillars, B pillars are exactly the way they are. The hood comes off. It's got a removable hood scoop on it. The engine, you build the engine. It's got headers. It's got valve covers. It's got fan shroud, a fan, radiator, distributor. You and I spoke about it a while ago. If you're a Ford guy, you can actually move the distributor cap and put it exactly where it's supposed to be. So the car is as detailed as it can get. And that's stuff that you're simply not seeing, even with the die cast. The die cast has pretty much been, a race to see who can push them out the fastest. We're going a different direction, and using bricks, we're trying to make them as absolutely accurate as possible.
All right, I'm going to unveil something else for the eye candy. If you're not already drooling on your screen, go to brickinfast.com to find out more. This is the box that the Bobby Pierce car comes in. So you guys are going above and beyond just for the wrapping. No need to wrap this under the tree. Christmas is coming. If you want Bobby Pierce's paint scheme from when he ran, I believe at the Dream, right? This is the paint scheme for the Dream? Licensed by Bobby Pierce. This is the box that comes in, 535 pieces. Now, when you open that baby up, here's where all the goodness is, right here. These bags are all numbered. These are the kits that you have to put together, and it comes with the decal page. So when you're done, you can decal it. So that really gives you some flexibility, right? When it comes to making 1 or 5, or if I buy a kit and it's blank, I can put my own decals on here ultimately, right?
Yeah, not only can you buy a blank kit, so we do sell blank kits, but we're also coming up with our own line of generic cars as well. So non-officially licensed cars, Brickin Fast officially licensed cars, that'll be named fictitious drivers. But to what you're showing there, the decal sheet. So when you had showed the instruction manual, on the last page of the instruction manual, it gives a detail as to where everything is on that sheet, and then shows exactly where the details go on the actual completed car as well. And then we give a couple extras in there. We give different color mud plugs because obviously we know some guys, although Bobby might run pink or he might run the chrome wheel covers. So we throw a little bit different color wheel plugs in there. And they certainly go on as a mud plug or a wheel cover. But it has everything in there all the way down to, if you supply us with who your engine builder is, we'll even put the decal on the valve covers for your engine builder as well. So it gets really finite. Everything is done in-house by us, minus the manufacturing of the bricks. So we take the wrap. So the wrap is actually a really simple process. Our customers send us the vector art or the PNG for their file. We work directly with their graphics company. We've even signed non-competes, letting them know, hey, we have no desire to wrap race cars. Listen, we've done that. We don't ever want to do it again. We now have our specialty, so we have no issue whatsoever signing non-competes, non-disclosure agreements. We've already had to do those as well because we're seeing wraps before they're unveiled, which is pretty neat for us to be able to see wraps before they come out from the Dream and everything like that. And I'm on TikTok and I'm watching Abby, Bobby Pierce's fiance. I'm watching hers, and she's building the excitement up about what their wrap is going to be for the Dream. And I already have it. I already got to see it. We are already building it. So that's exciting for us to be part of that. But then the other part is we also do the boxes in-house as well. So when you showed the box, it's highly detailed. We have the sponsors wrapped around the entire box. We have the car on there. We have some drivers that like to have the actual graphic from their T-shirt put on there. So we've worked with Gerald over at Arizona Sports Shirts as one example, and he sent us the graphics for the Bobby Pierce box you showed.
So here's all of Bobby's sponsors right here.
Yep.
On the box. Yeah.
Yep. So we take all the vector art, we put all the sponsors on there, and then we have the Arizona Sports Shirts wrap on the T-shirt design on the cover of it. But then folks like Brandon Shepard, we use the actual brick design. So Chris has made 3D renderings of the car, which actually that's taking on a life of its own. So Chris has meticulously built a program that will take our 3D car, it will render the decals directly on it, and within a matter of seconds, you can spin it 360, flip it upside down, whatever you want to do, and you can see exactly how it goes. And we're getting interest from some graphics companies out there that they want to be able to buy the licensing to that software. So when they do a wrap for their teams, they can actually drop it directly on there, and they can actually show their team exactly how the car is going to look instead of giving them the right side, the left side, and the top view. They'll physically be able to spin that car like you do in the video games and everything and be able to see the graphics exactly how they'll look.
And what better way to say Merry Christmas or here's our champions for 2025 on the trophy or as the trophy, you actually give a model kit. I know it may be impossible to do everybody's, as we hopefully your inbox is going to get flooded after people watch this, but brickinfast.com, you have choices, you have availability. You also have creativity when it comes to submitting your designs, having them turn it around into your race car or somebody famous. And I do want to mention sprint cars. You guys are going deep into that now too. We mentioned winged and non-wing, but you have some really cool cars you already have in place, including some World of Outlaw champions.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are officially signed with Donnie Schatz. His cars are on the transit. They're on their way over. We were hoping to have those out already. Unfortunately, as we know, we had some a little bit of tariff disputes there, which really shut down a lot of the shipping and whatnot. So just like anything, we're in a little bit of a battle with that right now. But working with Diane Schatz, she's excited to get the cars. We will have his new wrap on there. The one that you see up there, that's his old wrap prior to when he had parted ways.
Bring it on down and show us. We got to make sure people
absolutely
see the great detail. Get it off that shelf, baby. Chris Carlson joining us with Brickin Fast, brickinfast.com. This is the detail they go into when it comes to sprint cars. Not just how cool and accurate the decals are, but that kit is a sprint car.
Absolutely. So, and again, we go into full detail. You got the full containment seat in there. And then just like on the late models, you can pop the hood off of it. And you also have the full engine inside. Got the pitman arm on the side there. We got the oil tank in there, full containment seat, your steering wheel. So again, we've done everything in our power to make the cars as accurate as possible. And our innovation is not stopping. We're already moving on and continuing to add to the sets, make them better. I'm super excited for what the future holds for us. Like I said, for the die casts, they've been out forever. My son is 24 years old, and he has die casts from basically the day he was born. We are the only one that is doing brick building kits like this. It's going to take you 3 to 4 hours to build the set. They're like sprint cars are 635 pieces.
Wow.
So it's not just I'm going to sit down and whip this thing together in a few minutes. The instruction manual, we get tons of messages congratulating us on such a thorough manual. There's obviously a massive world of brick builders out there, and we have been told that our design, as far as the graphics go in there and pointing out and showing you the block and showing you exactly where it goes via arrows. There's a lot of detail that's in here, and it is not an easy set to build. We've made it as easy as possible by how detailed we have made the manual. We could have shrunk that thing up by a lot more pages. We chose to expand it out to make sure that it's very thorough, very easy to understand, and something that parents can do with their younger children, or even their 10, 11-year-olds can do it completely by themselves.
Cory, it's been a lot of fun. And now you viewers know why I'm so excited to share this with you guys, because it's really cool. These are racers. They're brothers that have raced their whole lives. Their dad raced. He's a Hall of Famer when it comes to Cory Carlson and Chris Carlson. They're great. They're passionate. And now you know why I want Brickin Fast to be on the Bullring. Cory, thanks a lot for your time. The website again, brickinfast.com. And on social, I'm guessing you're going to push out some really cool things too, right? Where can we find it in social?
Absolutely. Check us out on brickinfast.com for our website, and then Brickin Fast for Facebook. Vast majority of our customers message us on Facebook, and it makes it super easy for us to simply send proofs back and forth. I can see exactly when they opened it. They can see when I open their message, and we send them photos. They make a quick adjustment, and real time. Our turnaround time is lightning fast when we have the cars in-house. And we're looking forward to meeting with as many teams as possible and continuing to build out.
Sounds great. And asphalt's on the way, you're saying, right?
Asphalt's on the way. Midgets are on the way. Street stocks are on the way. We have a lot more to come. So definitely hang in there. We have off-road teams reaching out. We have drag racing teams reaching out. The biggest of the big, think NHRA, and that's who we're talking with. So it's big.
And it could be your street stock that there's one made that you want to hang on to or build and have for yourself too. Really cool you guys doing all that.
Absolutely.
Cory Carlson, thanks a lot for joining us. Brickin Fast race cars, check it out. This is the new Brickin Fast car. It's the Brendan Shepherd model. Maybe you want to get your own, or perhaps get it once for under the tree, or perhaps just celebrate a great season with your own Brickin Fast race car. Thanks, Cory.
Thanks, Jim. Appreciate you.
There's more on the way on the Bullring, presented by Turn 1 Performance Steering.
Legacies aren't built overnight. They're built 1 second at a time. Never taking a lap off, and always pushing the limits. K1, helping you build your legacy from the beginning.
This corner isn't just a car lot, it's where stories begin. First jobs, first road trips, creating memories and starting new chapters. For the dreamers, the doers, the ones building something of their own, we've got you too. Because at Car Corner, it's not just about getting a car, it's about where that car will take you.
Looking to start a new career path in motorsports or searching for something new in your racing journey? Racer Jobs is your destination for providing the most current job openings from top racing teams, manufacturers, sanctioning bodies, and suppliers. Whether you're a budding race engineer, a seasoned mechanic, or a marketing ace, we consistently refresh our listings with new roles that could meet your ambitions. Looking for a great candidate as an employer? Then tap into our Racer Jobs audience and database to find that perfect candidate. Go to racerjobs.com today.
Why not give your grill the deep clean it deserves? The CitraSafe Grill Cleaner Complete Bucket Kit has everything you need to get your grill spotless, inside and out. Powered by natural citrus, CitraSafe cuts through the toughest grease and grime safely and easily. No harsh chemicals, no hassle. Recipes taste better on a clean grill.
Welcome back to the Bullring. I'm Jim Tretow. We've got you covered when it comes to Racing America and Track TV with some really cool short track races upcoming. Take a look at the calendar. Hope to see you there. Thanks for joining us on the Bullring. I'm Jim Tretow. It's been a lot of fun talking to some short track racers, highlighting some new really cool products like Brickin Fast. Isn't that fun? Looking forward to seeing you at a short track real soon. Maybe it's this Saturday at Toledo Speedway, the ASA Stars race. We had a lot of fun talking to Derek, Cory, and to Jake. We wish them continued success as well. Until the next time we get a chance to chat at a short track, I'm Jim Tretow. Hope to see you at a Bullring real soon. The Bullring is produced and hosted by Jim Tretow. Producer Kurt Schrader. Video editor Vincent Villarreal. Special thanks Bob Sargent and Marty Mello Track Enterprises, Colin Smith with Racing America, and Tony Stevens. The Bullring is an exclusive presentation produced by Track Enterprises in conjunction with Racing America.